Alright everyone, hey, what's going on? Stream on Final Fantasy 14. I am Nick Incognito. Trying a little different things, try to enhance the channel and all that. For me, you might not realize, I am now streaming also on YouTube. Yes, I've decided to go ahead and do the multi-stream. Now I stream Twitch and YouTube, trying to build up platforms. Slowly but surely, it's like it's gonna take months to build up and all that. But hey, you got to start somewhere, and whenever you start somewhere, you're always at the bottom. I wish it was easy where you can get a head start, but it is what it is. Especially when one knows you, because after all, I am trying for a reason and all that. But hey, we're doing another Final Fantasy 14 stream. Eventually, you know, I got other options, different platforms, and so I might create an account over on Rumble and whatnot. But my main place is going to be Twitch. As of right now, I am doing the multi-streaming through Streamlabs. So hey, this is all good. I know Twitch has their own rules. They're like, hey, we're cool with multi-platforming. Just say, hey, you know, join Twitch and all that. So once I clarify on those rules, you know, just to make sure. But for right now, hey, come on over, join me on Twitch, if you're on YouTube. But hey, if you like YouTube better, well, so be it. But for right now, I encourage everybody to join me over on Twitch. So, but with that, hey, for most of you have been watching and all that, hey, we are officially now in the Endwalker expansion. That, yes, I finished the last, like, it ended up being 18 quests I had to do to officially finish all the gray areas of, and officially be done with the Shadowbringers storyline. And I think I did like the first 2 quests of Endwalker just so I can get to right where I am, just so I can just go there and just be like, oop, hit the Ethernet and tune to it. Let me just check, make sure I am attuned to it. It was late last night. And yes, I am officially attuned to this main one right here. So I'm on the quest, so Lay N, due to you, where I have some NPC company with me. So hey, let's get this started and let's begin. Oh, I do update. I just realized if it says, hey, I think it just says Final Fantasy 14 Online, let the adventures continue, but I am going to update that to say let the adventures begin with Endwalker. That'll be on my next stream. And in that case, since we've already started, it will say let the adventures continue Endwalker. Okay, just so everybody gets an idea of where I am at. But again, I am Nick Incognito, and thank you all for watching this and all that, and please enjoy the stream. Okay, so I guess when I logged out, it told me I had to start this where I started at. Then real quick, just check and I wish I had if the right. Keep. All right. So along the ways here for this quest event, like I can go into certain, if you see little blue areas, apparently, you know, I can go into them, you know, where you can discuss. They'll give you just different discussion options. I don't know. I don't think it's really anything important. It wasn't something that you're supposed to do, but I'll just go. Alright, but apparently this one I do need to make sure I go into, because okay, not really cutscene. Okay, if you all like familiar with these quests, cool. If not, we will enjoy these together and all that. And so with the fact that I decided to go through Streamlabs and do their ultra, what's the thing? Oh, see, if I would have just stayed down there, I didn't have to run here and do. But hey, so anyway, so I did their ultra program. I did the bundle one, which is $139 per year. So you do the multi-stream, which is cool. It looks like there's no limit on how many you can on, but I don't know how many came on before it. I don't know if the more you do, the more likely you might stream. However, I'm going to test out this theory, and along with the Streamlabs, they got like a myriad of other options yet to customize the channel, make it look really neat and such. So you know, over the weekend, I'm definitely going to be looking at that so I can customize the I'll make it really cool, really nice, and so on and so forth. So hey, you all can enjoy. Oh, I mean, right? You know, we all like to be entertained. Oh, I try to be an entertainer, and hopefully I do a good job to where you all. Oh. Go ahead and support, you know, as I grow and become more custom, I can really do really good customization jobs. I'm really going to do a lot of work in this. It's gonna suck, but hey, you know, just want to. Door opens up to a pathway. I'm suspecting it. Oh no, but there's a path up there, so I can go. I said, now this is officially the hardest I've ever been in. I've never, when I left the game years ago, Endwalker was not even out. So this is all brand new to me. I have no idea what's going on around here. And in just a couple minutes here, I'm going to step away for just some minutes. No, never mind. I'll do that. But yeah, so today I have off from work for the third day in a row. I'm not really liking the idea. Means, you know, assuming I work tomorrow, and then right now means I've only been working days. You know, and I'm really gonna have to tell my boss at work, like, look, if you're giving multiple days off during the week, you can have me come in on Saturday. Our business is not the small business I work for that I'm subcontracted out to. So I work for a parent company has subcontracted me out to small business. So I follow the rule and what the company. And you know, when I clock in, I clock out. At the end of the day, my parent company is the one who actually. How it works is beyond me.
maybe they got some fakes, but you know, I don't know. Fucking weird. But yeah, that's so I don't know if like whenever I work, they get an X amount of percent of money that entails with the loads that I do. Just weird. I don't know how it comes out. Nor do I care. It's not my business. I'm gonna be telling them, it's like, look, hey, um, this job, you know, offered to me, offered as full-time work, you know, and depends on what your definition of full-time work is. You know, I go with like the definition of like 35 to 40 hours, but hey, if I get like 30 hours, I'll be like, hey, you know, and most times that's I've been getting on average about 35 hours. The small business is trying to avoid, which I understand, because I get 20, which is pretty good. So the hourly wage is good, but if I hit overtime, you know, that's time and a half, so that's 28 plus 14, 42 hours. So that's a lot, you know. You know, if I was making 42 an hour right now, you know, getting 20 hours a week, I probably wouldn't care at the current way how prices are. Well, but obviously not. So right now for me, I worked like 9 hours on Monday. Nice. And then it's like Tuesday, you're off, and I'm just like, not nice. Okay, I mean, I can understand like Wednesday I had dentist appointment, all about it, and I'm like, you know, they're probably just gonna tell me, hey, you know, just don't worry about coming in. I expected that. So I expected I was probably not going to be working. Okay. So, but when they're like Tuesday, the day before that, they're like, you know, hey, you're not coming in. I was just like, well, that really sucks. So I was like, okay, I'll work Thursday and Friday night. Cool. Or saying I got told last night, like, hey, get off again tomorrow. That's just like happened the previous week where I had Wednesday, Thursday off, and I'm like, I can't be working like 2 days a week. You know, getting, if I'm lucky, hours. You know, if I you know, I always figure if I get 8 hours per day, all right, cool. You know, the more the merrier. You know, a couple times where, you know, I got stuck on a day, and it's just like, okay, I worked like 12 hours. I don't care about. You know, I had a couple times that happened, and the next day it's like, well, gotta be in the work for 7:30. I'm like, hey, I'm cool. Thankfully, it was Friday. It was like work a long day on a Thursday, coming on a Friday. You know, but the Friday ended up being kind of like half those hours. Yeah, because I worked 12 on a Thursday, and then the next day I came in, did like 7 or 8, something like that. Which is fine. You know, I'm for like, hey, you know, pack them in. You know, gonna work me 4 days. You know, I gotta get at least 32 hours, I figure. Now, if I work 3 days, it's like, I would prefer 30 hours at least. 30 hours puts me over $100. I'm like, I'm cool with it. If I get at least 25 hours, I can say, okay, I'm breaking even, and then my bills are getting paid, and then my account is just a little bit, but at least it's going up. If I'm working like days a week, let's say if I'm getting 16 hours, I'm barely breaking even. So, and yes, I'm kind of bitching. Okay, because I actually like to work. Cool. Like if I was making like a decent amount of money off stream, I probably wouldn't care then as much if I'm working 2 days a week. I'm very honest, I probably If I'm making like $500 working 2 days a week from a job, and then let's say I'm making a couple $100, okay, a week from, I'd be like, you know what, I'm cool with that, you know. And as you grow your audience, put yourself out there, you become more, or yeah, you know what, the end amount that you could be making, you know, going up, and you know, especially like, you know, with affiliated, you know, you can start, you know, filling out subscriptions, Rumble, whatever your platform is, and it's like, hey, grow exponentially. That grow and grow as you get, as you figure, you know, I saw one guy, he had like almost 50,000 people. You know, I forget. Or it was a guy who was, I don't honestly know, but he had like 50,000 people watching it. And hey, awesome job, guy. Did you figure out those 50,000 people probably had, I'm gonna guess at least 5,000 people probably subscribed to him. Oh, you figure out $5 a pop. That's potentially, assuming there's 5,000 people, you know, that's like what, 25,000 a month that you get just from that. If that's the case, if he got that many people subscribed, and it's like awesome, you know. And you're talking about like 5,000 people out of 50,000 or speak. Oh, okay. On the relevant subjects. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm just reading each one. Okay, there we go. Anyway, so out of 50,000 people, if he gets, well, if 10,000, so if he gets 10% to subscribe to him, I would assume that that's 5,000 people. That percent, and half of that, let's say it's 5%. So that's 2.5 thousand subscribers. That's 5 is 12,000. So that's still 12,500. Then once you take away, which does for takes away for their percentage, etc. Figure the guy's still walking away. Probably like, you know, after Twitch or whoever takes away their cut. Hold on a sec. Sorry about that. You know, got family who's like, I'll say, hey, I'm streaming live and all that. Send me a text when something, all that, and they're like, okay, and start yelling down. And then I have to go have a nice fucking idiot. So, which happens, you know, gotta love family. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, so so you figure once where your person server takes their part, which 30%, you know, and then of course then you get the rest, you know, figure even like 10,000. But then of course, you know, the government's just like they kind of comes in. It's like, well, now you gotta give us our cut too, which fuck it. So, and I'm a guy who used to work for government's not your friend, by the way. Well, fuck you first chance. You know, so I mean, just oh shit, I didn't realize. So yeah, so as you know, building up, and just real quick, if anybody's watching on YouTube, I'm only watching comments through labs slash Twitch. That's who I look to. So if you're on YouTube and you watch this, hey, you got a Twitch account, or hey, even that, hey, come on down over on the Twitch, come have a conversation. Hey, we're all cool. I mean, all right. So, but anyways, so what was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah. So I want to be able to make, you know, and I keep telling, it's just like, look, if I get at least 25 hours now, that would be for like, you know, it'd be cool. I work 25 hours and I don't work days, you know, that's a lot days, you know, but, you know, 25 hours, that gets $700. No, I mean, for 2 days of work, I'd be like, I take that. I would suck like crazy for 2 days. You know, but at least then that means that everything's paid. Making my account's going up. But if I'm working under hours, I might be breaking even, or I'm okay. That's why, like, I was like very much was not sure about. You know, it's just like it's just $150. Just like, right, I need to save every about. I gotta save all the money I mentioned for the stream. But it's just like, if I don't got the money, it's a little hard to fuck. And right now, you know, renting, you know, assuming, you know, the rent's not out of, and you know, and like right now, you know, here I am trying to take care of my wife, and I also trying to help my mother house, but eventually, like, you know, that's where I am. I'm in a home which I had refurbished, done, nice, but you know, not only like helping pay for wife's apartment, paying mortgage on, and it's like, and thank God I do have my federal retirement. And granted, like I said, don't trust the federal government. I would know. I got really fucked over by it, you know. But thankfully, I got my federal retirement out. But you know, my whole entire federal retirement, you know, used to other, and so what I work doing, you know, that's what, but what I work, that's what I use to pay for what I need. As for work, food, also I can fuck around, you know. So, yeah, I mean, what it is. You know, I'm working so this where I can, you know, if I can do them, hopefully by summer of 2025. That's the goal. You know, it was, you know, I wanted to buy a house, you know, a small place. I don't need a, said right now, take care of her mother. No, but close to where she did. Honestly, my wife is probably and all, but hey, you know, marriage. No, it's probably gonna go the way of Dodo, unfortunately. This, you know, ready. However, you know, so I want to be. So you know, hey, you know what? It'd be great. So, small place at least. Visit. Daughters that's big enough to house them, so don't fucking. But you know,
We're all set.
who knows how that's gonna go.
Just the 4 of you, was it?
3. I'm already attuned to the crystal in Thavnir.
You are? Oh. I would have preferred more test subject. Oh, well, never mind. If our 3 travelers could line up here, please. Yes, right there is fine. Take a deep breath, and I'll soon have you. Oh, and one last thing. You might experience a teensy-weensy touch of violent ethereal sickness. Good luck!
Oh fuck you. Bitch.
Thavnir, home to city-state Rads at Han.
I'm gonna be right
From
back
the
in a sec.
southeast waters of the Bounty, this Isle of Plenty served as the battleground for a conflict between 2 peoples. Their cultures bled into one another until a unique amalgamation was distilled from the chaos, in a process not unlike their precious alchemy. Once solidified as a single nation, an adamant stance of neutrality would hold invaders at bay for a time. Now across this vibrant isle creeps a fog of malice. What choice do you have? What chance? Against such an insidious foe.
I've seen fairer faces after a bout of bad shellfish. Let me bring you something to drink. That should help settle your bellies.
There was a note with Kryle's instructions. Don't let a Stinian roam the markets alone. He's alarmingly bad with coin.
This is rather. Because I got like upgraded to. Sprint. I really should. I really. Because I'm sure. Start. No, it's part of the whole. So I was talking about the other day about Final Fantasy. One thing I not mention, which is a big deal. Kind of just reminded me when I and all that. You're doing Final Fantasy. You're trying to um they don't have like the markers like you see like here I'll use how you got your marker right here is where you need to get or you know you have the various things on your app that tells you like but anyway she got like the quest markers or other markers showing Enders are and shit like that. You don't have that. So when you're like trying to like my next quest, you're basically asking people already done the quest that you're looking for, and it's like, hey, who's the starting? Or you're looking online, and that was it was. I don't know. It's kind of weird because I want to say it was kind of exciting because it did make you have to go search versus yes, this is more convenient on Final Fantasy 14, but doesn't mean actually. I don't know if that makes any. Okay, but and a lot of times you can't skip past the cutscenes too. Like I generally cutscene. Not because I'm not interested in the story per se. It's just because I just want to get. I want to get to the part. One was I really don't skip or it's one. But another thing is in Final Fantasy 11, obviously they don't have. So it kind of interesting because you have to read. Sometimes I just want to kind of close my eyes for a second, allow them to say what they want to say, let some actions. So, but yeah, you know. So that was always the answer for it. See how you can see the marker above characters like, hey, he's got a quest in this story quest. You don't get that in Final Fantasy. So just so I can clear. You know, and even when it's like, hey, you gotta go here, no, you really kind of have to find, you know. So it's fascinating how it's done. No, it really does forces you to talk to people. You know, half the time when I played the game, you know, sometimes you know I didn't get different it, and usually I would ask somebody like, hey, and they would point me in the right direction and say, no, go do this. Follow cannot be skipped. You cancel any payment. Okay. Or with me. Well, you know, good, but you know, it says hard to try. Oh, I can't. It's get when you don't pay attention. You know, it doesn't matter. You just basically look like a. Pay attention. Miserable. Maybe they're dissonant. That's the case. Ah. Well, it's probably like Ilshire. Combat zone. But where what I mean is zone where you're going fighting creatures. and Ilshire is safe zone. So Ilshire and this place, so places I can right now that Chocobo. I guess Ilshire was a place where you. What else? This is not unique like Ilshire, because Ilshire is its own. If or not. Obviously, you're not in. Like. Remember, in the expansion, Treasures of Arthur. I bet you that one was with the one. Anyway, so in Treasures of Arthur, in the city, every so often, I forget what the race. They were similar to. They're similar to a race that's. I don't remember. So. And they would attack the actually would. They sit there and attack the city. I know. Yeah, so once you zone in there, you couldn't zone out unless the only way you could zone out if you had like a roll, or if you're a black mage, or assuming that your warp goes to somewhere that's not in the city. So, or if you're a white mage, had access to your warp, or white mage allows them to teleport. And that was another thing is when, I think under or black mage had white mage stuff, and they were high level access. So it was pretty cool. Other than that, or you get stuck unless of course you're in the party with the white mage, black mage. Because a black mage inside party, they had another bit where they could warp people in their own party away. Really cool. Many a times where guys be like, "Hey, could I get I'm leaving or the party's breaking up?" Black mage. Apparently, if you had a really nice black mage, they would or white mage, they would teleport or warp anybody. So this is where just saves them. If not, then how far to go. Sorry about that. Here I am. I had to pause the game. Anyways, close. I don't think it's Oh, no. What's wrong? Creatures attack you. Oh, and so yeah, so it was pretty cool. So, and if you had a black mage or white mage, I was just like, no, I'm not into it. 'Cause I had a couple that were like, a lot of times that's why you would bring more of a warp roll with you, But in it, so you stuck with traveling either by chocobo that you had, or you're running back to place that you can do that, or you're just go and get yourself killed. So you can death ward back. But unlike Final Fantasy 14 and Final Fantasy 11, I think that's like after level 20, I think 20 max, you would actually lose experience upon dying. You know, that's why like when you get to like you capped out, you know, you hit level 75 and then you put in cap out your experience points up until like the final point or the next level. So when 75 was the cap, like I could go past 75, you get level 75 and you have, and to get to the next level at the time it was like 37,000. So the experience points up until 36,999. So, but this way, like if people would die, it's not like, because imagine hitting level 75 and not getting experience, and then the that get killed with you would just automatically, you know, or you have gear in 75, all of a sudden you lost all your gear. And yeah, that's what really sucked. Did that. And that's the reason why, like, if you did end game stuff, you know, you would have to make sure that it's like, hey, leveled out all the way, so where when you die, you don't all your stuff. You know, and I'm not sure, I forget how much it would be. I think at level 75, you were like 1,000 per death. So, and a lot of times what happened is, while we're doing end game stuff, you know, guys would, you know, go and kill a few mobs, you know, just try to see they back some of the, you know, just so, this where, you know, they're not like having to do your, oh fuck. You know, they don't have to go do a party, and all they're trying to do is get like 30,000. Okay, we're gone. Because back then, when they did leveling, you know, they would try to average out to where they're maxing out their experience per hours. You know, sometimes experience parties go for like 4, 5, 6 hours. I remember I got into a party where the guys who I was partnering with, we only did it for an hour, but those guys already been like 6 or 7 hours at the tail end. You know, but the good thing is, you know, I got what I needed. So, which was really cool because they weren't accepting anybody who needed to fight for a long time. They can see this. You know, I just need like a level. So that's why they sent me out fight. Over your head. You know, they can see your level too. So these guys are like, no, why did you? Because we figured you probably only need like an hour or so, because we're getting ready to end soon. Because they were hitting right where I was. So, you know, they didn't want to bring anybody out who's like, well, I need more than that. And sometimes it does happen where you get out there and finally get out there, and they're like, okay, well, I gotta go. And then I've had it where people, they get out there and it's happened, and the party's like done. We might have killed like 5 or 6 mobs, and they're like, well, I gotta go, I'm tired, etc, etc, etc. And then it sucked, and you have to process all over again. I got lucky most of the time because usually the other party's already there. And the guy's just like, well, I could go on a little bit more, but since, hey, you're looking for a party, you're already here, I'm gonna bail, and you can just take my spot. So, got lucky, most times, and I mean by most times, I say like 60% of the time. So, you know, I mean, but it is, you know. Actually, I was surprised I could not see that name until I got closer. I thought I could or what. So I don't know, that just something with how I have it appeared or whatnot, but it's cool either way. It's nice to see elephants are back in rock Actually, I don't know. Well, no. That's the ones we saw before. They were mammoths. And see, and these look similar. These look kind of similar without the ornaments or anything on it to the ones of the Treasure of Ark because they had a whole bunch of elephants. But they had the way the elephants were designed, they were based off of the closest I can think of is the or if you've seen a lot of way how elephants are portrayed in these where they have the decorations on them, kind of like say outfits, but I guess that's private. So it was rather and that's what they remind me. So I think that's where the inspiration probably came from. And even that's where you had access to like Blue Mage, Corsair, one other, but I can't think of what the name. Puppet Master. That's what it was, Puppet Master. So, in my opinion, I think the Treasures of Ark was based off of like a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it. I think they got their inspiration from so and yeah, so not in war with elephant, but the culture where they ceremonies where they've had the elephants kind of dressed up, and I haven't much, but I remember a couple times, and mainly this came from like movies that I've seen where they had dressed up, and even some Bangladesh. So actually, I've also seen it in the Thai movie where as well as elephants are for some ceremonial purposes are like dressed up or something like so that's my opinion from, which is really cool because it's really nice when the creators of the game, Japanese, really great have, and don't get me wrong, I got bad history too, but when Restart hit last it's been amazing how they've trained all that, because it was very I studied a little bit of Japanese history, a very old school style, they traditions, but now they've still kept with their traditions, but they've evolved more. Because when it comes to anime, the biggest ones for anime, I've seen videos in Japan, typically Tokyo. Now I'm going to assume that at Tokyo, that despite that it's a very bright and colorful area, versus I'm sure if you got down into in a more regional and out in the boom type areas, the rural areas where technology won't be prominent, unlike in like cities, especially Tokyo. And I'm sure there is more definite cultural where you prominent back, the 14, 15, 1600s, that style, which is really amazing. I see a lot more. I see, people who don't embrace technology as much. I'm still a little bit technology, but down there. For the win. Anyway, so yeah, so I and this is what I'm assuming. Okay, and I can only go based off of movies that Japanese have made, because I've seen a couple Japanese where they shown Tokyo, where they show them art thing, and then they go out and
What happened here?
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Oh, we have guests. You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see. I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow. People of the great work, I come bearing new scales.
Scales? We have new scales?
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Those are dragon scales.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit. Soon we will have a talisman capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower. Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people? Of course! You're the one Cryo sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
Ah, this is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderova!
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
Tell me, how did you acquire those scales?
Curious that it concerns you so. But worry not. They were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
That is well.
You must be quite familiar with Dragon King, yes?
Is this their congealed blood I see on your weapon?
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it, have you? I should like to draw a file or two, if so. Now, see here.
like the little.
Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
Oh dear, your poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement. No harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk? As you may have guessed, I am Nidana, the alchemist who sent the request to your mistress Cryle. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
I do like the little bit of the... I really thought, my character, friends, all that, they'd be like, hey, get your hand off of him, because, not cool. Everything should be based on consent, hey, if they ask, hey, can we do this? And if he's like, yeah, sure, go ahead, have my consent, as long as he's okay with it, of course, to make sure you get all the information exactly what you do. But hey, I'll consent to this, that. If this, that's... So, but the fact that they were already like, no, we're just gonna do it. We don't even give your permission. I'd be like, fuck you. Like I said, when it comes to thing, once that talk or anything, I think that are non-verbal. I might just plan for like a few chats just so I can see what conversations going. This one, basically, they're talking about they're doing this research to talismans so they can go into the tower and they can be protected from the effects of deal with the Zurich I guess are power. But the ones that are voiced, have actual sound, because you never know what you might get. Like if I would have skipped the last voice one, would have missed out on some humor, and I like the little suddenness of humor. There is because it's just yeah. I'll go up that up in there because it's just so I can. Alright, that's what I had. But yeah, when I go back to that other place that's back to over here, which could be I do want to go some other jobs. Like, I love samurai, but I had to say I love Dragoon. I just love this. I love Dragoon. It was it was the first job I did for both my account. First job that I. Oh no. That's Dragoon. I think Dragoon did not become part of Final Fantasy first expand. I'll have to, because I did, but of course I was probably thinking, but so speaking of which, like Final Fantasy 11, part of that game too. I mean, it's so vastly different. There are some things I forgot about. Because when you're leveling up your characters, not only you level them up, you gotta level up their weapon skills, weapons themselves, evasion, all stuff like that. So like one of the things that when I was playing Thief, and like I said, I only played when I was testing out. Okay, hopefully I can find a story. I really would like to show a stream, just so you see a stream of, and I will, where I'm doing like 10 levels on Fantasy 11 versus the first 10 level. And I'm talking about just leveling it up. And my allergies are so fucking. Should really open up my window. I'm gonna do so. I guess I'm not. Sometimes I wake up and got the heat going. Stuffy like hard time until like I go out of my room and then out there, but it basically is fresh air. Cold, so I honestly that's why I can't wait. When it starts to warm a little bit, I'll keep my open. I got screens in the side door. Actually, my one window, the screen popped out because I got chickens out there. I bet you those little fuckers probably poked at it, and I haven't been able to get it popped back in. So, but I'm gonna do that when the weather gets warm. Pop it back. I can open them both, and I'll get nice little cross string. Like I said, I'm downstairs. I'm in the basement, okay, in my old room. So I got like the sub. I only got sides that has windows. So kind of sucks. According to the layout, there used to be a third one in here, but where used to be now where the because this is an old house. This house is like built back in the original part was built back in the 40s, and the guy who built it taught his son how to build. His son actually added to the house. So, and there used to be just a doorway, one doorway. There was a back door and a front door, but then added another room to add out it added a sunroom, and that sunroom goes out into the backyard on the north side, and so the original back door out to the yard on the south side. So, and then they added a second back door door to the back of the sunroom, which is a nice sunroom. I always thought about just going back to doesn't retain heat. It might be better because I did pay Mother did have that room refurbished in it, so it's a lot nicer now. And its sister who keeps saying that it's gonna be, and that's one reason why I need to get the house fixed up, because once we all leave, for me, yeah, definitely life, you know, and yeah, I've been incorporating some other different moves in here and all that, and I realized I've been missing out on a lot of damn output. But, so I wasn't. So I've upped my DPS. But anyway, so talking about there. So yeah. So when you also added for front side door, and the steps for that covers up the third window in here. Well, of course, I refurbished the room, so now you covered up completely. Oh, pretty cool. Like I said, ultimately, part of my mother's house, so I told her she, like, okay, I'll have it. Like I paid for it. You know, I told her how she wants. So. Oh, that's cool. I like. So, yeah. So that's why I said I can't wait. You know, I open up these windows and it'll be so much better. Okay. But it is what it is. You know, but that's why I can't wait to when I move. So this is where, hopefully, you know, I can find an apartment where it has bedroom, a small bedroom. You know, I really don't care for big bedrooms. I was like, bedrooms are for two. You're for sleeping or for fucking. That's it. You know, if you're in there like watching TV, it's like, dude, you got a front living room or a living room for whatever.
Yes, that would be Radzad Khan.
Pause.
Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing. Well, he is the most important person in Radzad Khan. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra. When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hyur from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people. But when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates the solution. The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Radzad Khan to thrive all these years. And it was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets. I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name? Oh something? Owen? Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail?
Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal? Complications be damned, for we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
The zone is out here for some odd reason. I don't know. Something seems pretty off. I just find the and I'm gonna drop down. Oh. Like, take the... Anyway, so, yeah, I'm gonna go over, I'm gonna... or back. Just work. Hey. Oh, cool. Guess what? I just want to get to a lot of this. There's a lot of those important quests, you know, the ones that is your main quest ones, and then you got other quests that has like the plus sign that says, hey, really do this, and you just got your regular quest. So all the ones with the plus signs, because usually they're leading dungeon, shit like that. I really need to go back and do it. You know, and I plan on doing that once I hit level 90, because then I pretty much will have maxed out, and probably a lot of those dungeons I can go ahead and just solo real quick, or if it allows me to take in NP. I bet you. Okay, so I can't do. Not worry about. Other than just doing a one. Because if I'm right, this probably section off in 2 areas. Because I noticed and wait to like they have like a high point. Like can't access that until you get to a certain where you gain it. So hey, it is what it is. So I'm really trying to make sure like I should have Endwalker. So anyway, so yeah. So I wanted to just get on here. And you know, I honestly, but it's a lot of it. But I'll hit a lot and content with, because I skipped a lot of the or all the previous. Okay, so that's what they meant. I'm kind of curious what this. I wasn't sure it was gonna be like a Tower of Babylon type deal. It's actually. Oh, but I'm excited to be in. But all new. And the Shadowbringers up till the end. I knew it was. I didn't do the last couple parts. I don't like I hit the main technically like, but then the quests I call the gray areas, those are still technically part of. Because when I last quest, Shadowbringers, or I did. No, then it gave the end like, hey, you're Shadowbringer. You know, they put on P. Such. It looks like the armor. Of course, they have land. Probably gonna stream probably about another half hour. I know this is the first multi stream, and usually I've been doing. But you know, we'll see. Go along. Really just depends on how much people are watching. You know, because some people, and I fed, or some people like long streams, some people don't. So, trying to maximize where the happy medium is. Like I personally, watching someone play, I probably want to watch for like, you know, I mean, I may go through like the whole stream where I'm kind of skipping around a bit. I mean, I have my own myself. I don't know. I'll use it since it popped up. Probably just nothing yet. F. Oh, you know. I hope everybody's who's watching this, whenever it may be, Thursday, it is roughly. I hope you all enjoying your day, or whenever. Look, hey, almost back. But anyway, so I hope you're enjoying your day. Whenever you make this. Okay, so well, loved ones, friends. Not funny. At least I can't get past it. Oh yeah, just see. I need a rank. Like level 51s, like 61s. Did the Choco. That's when I was capped at. Yeah, see. Oh. I can't get to the other Ethernet, that other one. that's the. Guessing. I do like that each has a cultural. Okay, in Heaven's Ward, it's about dealing with dragons, but I'm trying to deal with what culture that can really. Okay. I know in Stormblood, that was when you went to the one town. It was definitely based on 14, 15 era, Japanese era. Okay, and that cultural hit. And when you into on the plateau lands, that was definitely monk. So you see like the guy's trap, and I forget what that race is. Well, in the first meet 'em, first come across them, they're on the plateaus, and that was they were using hurts, but not only hurts like hurts, and okay, so that was definitely based on. And then you got into Shadowbring. Again, that was another cultural type where, I really gotta make a bit. I'm trying to do it off my head. I can read. That was another cultural type, Shadowbringer. The more the can't place the actual. It is how each one is different. Like, it's just like when I talked about how cities they're different, have their own, one size. So I mean, it was, they wanted to create mechanic stuff. Sure. They don't want to like anything with the brand. I think it's already have some technology, but sure. And Uldol was somewhere in the expansion pack. Does
taskmasters have allowed you a moment's respite as well? You have to hand it to these alchemists. They are determined to see this endeavor of theirs succeed. I've never been one for blind optimism, but I sincerely get the sense they're close to a breakthrough.
They had better be, or all this effort was for naught.
The peoples of Eorzea, of the Far East, of Thavner, children of this star united in common cause against a dire threat. Yet ere they succumbed to suicidal madness,
Were not the Telophoroi born of her body as were we? They who cling to life and the promise of the morrow's dawn, against they who desire death and an ending of their own orchestration. The victors of this war alone will hold the right to answer the question of existence, of its meaning, and its worth.
Poetic and ominous to a fault. That said, if it's an existential debate in nature, then our arguments might not be as persuasive as you'd think. Fandaniel wants to die and take everyone with him in an orgy of pain and suffering. An utterly vile and unforgivable idea. And yet, when spat upon by fate and wailing in the deepest pit of despair, who among us can say they have not entertained similar thoughts? There are nights black as pitch, bereft of hope.
The more you see and suffer life's injustices, the more difficult they become to bear. Vengeance is nurtured in similar soil. Though your anger has a broader focus, the sentiment is much the same. A fervent desire to destroy others, to see them drown in torment, as you have.
That about sums it up. The will to endure is not always as strong as the urge to burn it all down and salt the earth. Survival be damned. It's a struggle, often close and brutal.
Indeed. Well, I, for one, shall pray survival proveth more appealing in the end.
As will I. Besides, our chances are much improved when we've the company of others committed to the cause of life. Our vengeful dragoon here is proof of that. What is it? What did you see? Fandaniel, are you sure? If he knows we've been working on a countermeasure.
It holds. The vessel holds! This is the one!
At long last! Look! We have finally created a talisman strong enough to withstand our experiments! We've named it a warding scale for the time being. With this in your possession, your soul should be completely shielded from corruptive ether.
Afforded such protection, any one of us may approach the towers without fear. Thou hast mine admiration. 'Tis an invention of historical significance.
I thank you for your kind words. But I would prefer you keep them unsaid until we test the talisman's efficacy in the field. It is for the next stage of our plan that we summoned you in the first place, to accompany me to the Tower of Zot. Should the scale prove effective, as I very much hope it will, then you'll have little to do. But should the effect be weaker than anticipated, I must ask that you restrain me, or knock me senseless. Either way, we are fortunate to have you with us.
Nidana, are you certain you wish to do this?
If others are to trust our creations, then we must have faith in them first. And as the senior researcher, it falls to me to lead by example. But should I fail to return, then learn what you can from this attempt and apply it to the next. Our work must continue. Is that clear?
We'll keep an eye on the place while you're away. Assuming Fandaniel is lurking about, there's no telling what mischief he has in mind for us, or you. Be on your guard.
Shall we be on our way? I'll have one of the soldiers at the hatchery prepare us a boat, and we can set out from the northern shore. I'll see you there.
Right, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna end the stream. You know, I think it was a nice way to start off for live streaming. Streaming onto Twitch Labs. So, also if you found this channel to either of those, I do have to say, hey, come on over to Twitch. That's where I'm checking out most of my chat. But for anybody who comes in and they want to talk and all that, so hey, come on, support, like the stream. But hey, with that, hey, I hope you enjoyed the stream very much. This was good. I am gonna do like future later where I would like to talk a little bit about a lot of the background and the history behind how they expand. As far as like, at least from my opinion, because like as you see here within this expansion with Animal, at least in the beginning so far, I'm seeing what appears to be like Indian culturals. At least, that you can hear it within the fact that elephants, which are a big icon within lore and cultural, when it comes to animals and such. But so right now, this is what I feel like, that this is going to be centered around culture for at least this part of the expansion. I don't know how the rest of the expansion goes, because sometimes switch over. Like in Stormblood, they started off with like, oh, we're like Japanese type culture and all that, and then about halfway through, we go into the other areas and it's like, hey, this is like Mongolian culture, and then with the expansion they have a theme they run through and such. It's just pretty nice. Which what they do with the Final Fantasies, I don't know about the first 6, because each Final Fantasy does not relate to each other on its own dividend, except for, and if they do, they're going to like part 2s, part 3. Did with Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 10, and 2, and they had 13, like 2, 3. I think I didn't like 13. I have no idea what the theme is, but and a couple ones I'll mention. In Final Fantasy 7, that was trying to take care of the planet. Always something like corporation greed. Final Fantasy, but that dealt more with I can't remember off the top of my head because it's been that long since I played it. Final Fantasy 9 dealt, you always try to figure out what the theme. As I said, and I can always be wrong. I know Final Fantasy 7 and 10, I definitely, Final Fantasy 8, 9, not quite sure, but 9 felt more of the universe type deal, because dealing with where eventually it leads to, because the main character was actually not from that world, it turns out, and he didn't even know that. And they're dealing with it's like dealing with machinery, like it's kind of like the 1400s era of medieval times meets the Industrial Revolution, because you do get to Sid, and then his city is this mechanical based city transportation system, which you don't see in a lot of the rural areas when you first introduce, and even that one, like pre-industrial age, And okay, then you go into the industrial age. And then by the end of the game, you're going like off-world into a plane of existence type deal. So, but then going to Final Fantasy X. Like I said, I haven't played Final Fantasy. By the way, I haven't played Final Fantasy 8 probably like 15. So I think twice. Like again, about 15 years ago. I don't remember. Anyway, so Final Fantasy X was definitely, its theme was based on religious. I mean, on the religion itself, how religion can be corrupted, is corrupted, you know. So, and yeah, it kind of really good, and you know, it is really good theme that they have for each Final Fantasy. And I'm glad that one does not. So, and I'm really looking forward to here is probably next month is getting Final Fantasy 15 and that too. Like I said, I'm not gonna do any particular order of the Final Fantasies, except until I get the first 6, but then I'll do those in. But the other ones I'm just gonna do at random. Later, I might be back on, and I might stream Final Fantasy X. I don't know. So, like I said, so with that, again, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, guys. It looks like a couple people came in, but hey, don't fear. Hey, when I end the stream, feel more than free to go back and you can watch it. And I really hope you enjoy this stream. I really enjoy it, and I'm glad that I'm doing live streams now. I will be adding, or I might do like Rumble and other places that, you know, get more traffic and just, you know, expand as much as possible. And I'm gonna be, and with that, I'm gonna be learning how to customize my entire channel, so it looks maybe a little bit flashy, you know, try to do some more interesting things. Well, like I said, learning, I just, it's been my first, I started streaming this, you know, and I've had to do a lot of updates, you know, get new graphics cards so I can do second screen, so I can do extended screen. Now it's, trust me, it have now full screen Fantasy 4 instead of having only half the screens. I can see the other chat, and you know, and it's easier for me to monitor the quality, all that. You know, so but other things I went budgeted on, so this where, you know, I want to see how this goes. But anyways, with that, hey, like the stream, like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And hey, I will see you later, either later tonight or definitely tomorrow. And with that, hey, enjoy life, ball, that one life.